And I came into Dr. Robert because I had a bulging disc that was causing severe pain down my left leg, sciatic pain, and I had been treating it with another chiropractor since July of 2016, and I got some relief, but it just still was lingering pain. So I was referred to Dr. Robert, and I started QNRT with him.
How long before, how many months was this going on before you came in, would you say?
So it was July of 2016, and I came to you in end of December.
Okay.
So good 6 months.
Yeah.
5-6 months.
And what was it like still before you came in? What kind of pain was in the leg? If you had to say 0 to 10 pain, and was it all the time?
Yeah. Not all the time, but mainly when I would lay down in bed at night. So that was the point, probably a 10, where I was several nights crying in so much pain to go to bed. And my husband had some leftover Oxycontin from his hip surgery. And unfortunately, I would have to take that some nights because there was so much pain I couldn't sleep.
Okay.
So.
And then you came in and...
Yep. And we did my first QNRT. And that night, I went to bed with no pain.
That's amazing.
Yes, it was awesome. I was ecstatic. So, and since then, I have had very little pain. It's here and there, but we're working through it, and I don't have pain at night. I'm not crying when I go to bed, and I'm not taking my husband's Oxycontin.
So you're actually now getting sleep, and
Yes.
For sure you've healed up a whole lot.
Yes, definitely.
Right? Okay.
Yeah.
If someone else is having pain in the leg, unrelenting, or disc bulge, would you recommend what we do here?
Definitely. Yes.
Yeah. Thank you
for everyone here.
All right.
Introduce yourself.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Linda.
So, what was life like before you came in a week ago? What were you dealing with for years? What kind of things?
I was dealing with a lot of pain in my neck and shoulders for years from being rear-ended twice, besides all the extra work at home and stuff. So.
How about like depression, anxiety? Have you had any of that?
I've been pretty much depressed my whole life, and the anxiety just started building over the years.
Yeah. And what would that anxiety, like on a daily basis, how would your interactions with people, how would it feel to you going?
I would say no to my husband. I don't really want to go. And then once I got there, it was better. But I would just make my world a lot smaller.
Yeah.
Because I didn't really want to be around people.
Yeah, that's real. And that's real for a lot of people that have anxiety. What have you noticed change in the last week, since I think it's probably 3 or 4 sessions that we've worked together? What have you noticed change?
There's days I just want to dance, and there's days I want to put on the radio. And right now my eyes are watering up because I'm happier.
Yeah.
I can't help it.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah. What did you tell me earlier that you feel like now, like inside of you?
I feel like I am Linda when I was a child, and I was safe and secure.
That's the difference.
That's the difference.
Yeah. Really big change. And then the neck, how's your neck and shoulders feeling now?
My neck and shoulders are unbelievable now. They're open, they're stronger. When I get out of bed in the morning, I don't have the pain like I had. It took me a half hour, 45 minutes just to get them woke now.
Yeah. And then anything change with your...
My eyesight changed. I can see better further away now, where when I first came in here, I couldn't read this thing on the bookshelf.
And then how about your...
Oh, my mental's clearer, as you probably can tell by the way I'm talking, but it's easier, it's quicker, I don't think people notice it as much as
feels
they
like
used to.
lack of, clear thinking and clarity, not like brain fog some people have.
Right, not like brain fog, and I can keep up with the conversation usually.
Very good. Anything else you want to say to people who have maybe had depression, anxiety? Any words of encouragement?
My word of encouragement is treat yourself like you want to treat others. Don't hurt yourself. You should not hurt yourself. And if you take supplements as well, they're really, you feel it, and then you feel all the toxins and stuff going out of your body.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Very good. So, well, thank you for sharing. All right, introduce yourself.
All right, so I'm Rachel, and I started doing QNRT about 2.5 months ago. because I became a new stay-at-home mom. And being a mom, I know it's hard for lots of people, but for me, I felt like I was a broken human being, something that I couldn't accept about myself, and I would cry about it lots. And it brought up a lot of things that I didn't like about myself. And through the process of working with Dr. Robert, I've gotten to a healing point where I'm able to actually stop in the moment.
How was it before when with your kids? Because that's a major reason why you wanted yourself to be a better parent.
Mm-hmm.
What was it like?
So it would be something as simple as my daughter trying to wash her hands in the bathroom and she didn't do it right. And I would get to the point where I was so mad about it because it wasn't done specifically how you were supposed to do it, which is ridiculous for a 2-year-old, right? She's just learning to potty train. And I would get to the point where like she would look at me and shake because I was instructing her in not a positive way, and realizing that why was my way so important? She's a human being too. And after this, I've been able to just let little stuff like that go. Things that don't matter. They're not eternal. They're not something like, oh, you forgot to put your socks on with your shoes, like, oh well. And I'm able to let go of that.
And so, like, just to speak to, you were conscious about it. You already knew, but you just really you wanted to be a better parent, but even those little things that you knew that were like going on, you just couldn't change it. And you really tried other things to make changes.
Yep.
And then my question is like, what did you find different about what happened since doing QNRT?
Since doing QNRT, I'm honestly able to just stop and practice the pause. Like, I had thought about it and you hear about it and read about it, about just don't react, don't let their feelings become your feelings, and all of this research I had read, and it was like nothing worked for me until QNRT. And so now I'm able to stop and go, it's not a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Oh well.
Does your body feel different when
it
that
does,
happens?
and I feel more relaxed, and not to get too personal, but like my bowel habits are much smoother because I don't feel like I hold that energy anymore, and I don't feel like I hold that anger and resentment. It's been, and I feel like I'm embracing love more. Like, I'm actually able to feel those connections when we connect on a level of, when she's super proud of herself, and instead of me being mad about not being able to change the kid's diaper on time, I can embrace that and stop, and I can hug her, and we can talk about it, and we can just have such a great moment.
Being more loving.
Being more there, being more present. Is exactly what I'm able to do.
Awesome. Fantastic.
So thank you.
Well, thank you for sharing. That's just really for anyone who's similar challenges,
Hi, I'm Julie from Sartell, and was introduced to Dr. DeYoung a year ago, but I came back last November to get some treatment for neuropathy. Neuropathy has plagued me for over 30 years. It's misery, and my husband's retired, and I'm very active, and when I'm walking on razor blades and pins and needles and I can't feel hot or cold, that's not life. So just thought I'd have to take a plunge and trust this process. And I came in
How long ago?
6 weeks ago.
6 weeks ago.
6 weeks ago, started quantum neurology and QNRT and PEMF. And last night, for the first time, when I was doing one of the treatments, I could actually feel the cool cloth on my foot. I thought, I can feel cool now on my feet. I feel like there's a cushion in my feet when I walk, instead of like walking on razor blades. And that's the point I was at. There's, in the medical world, there's no treatment. I can't do the drugs. I get reactions from them. They don't work. They wreck me. And so I'm like, I need help. And so, and I thought, okay, I've had this for 30 years. Can this help me? And I thought, okay, I feel so much better. And it's nice to have feeling and warmth in my feet and circulation.
The warmth is back. It feels like normal feet, not walking on razor blades or pins.
I'm excited to try the beach next week.
Right.
So
going to Florida.
Yes, I am. and without worries about, am I going to be able to keep up to my husband because my feet hurt so bad. So nice.
And is there anything that you'd want other people to know, from your own personal experience of going through the program? You don't have to add anything, but if you had anything that you think would be helpful for others?
Probably the hardest part for me is I've come a long way with working through a lot of things. With the QNRT, I really didn't want to conjure up any past things that could still be affecting me today, but I know that stuff does exist. So to work through that emotional stuff, junk, crap from the past was hard but very freeing. And there'd be times when I just walk out of a session like I feel lighter every time. And instead of like going forward and moving back, going forward and back, kind of zooming,
kind of like your life has been before.
I'm steadily going forward and enjoying, and I don't put my age as a detriment. It's like, you know what, you can still go forward if there's life in your body.
Yeah,
there's hope.
Yeah,
so
really at any age is true.
It just, I had the desire, and I trusted the process, and it's like, okay, it works. You got to eat right and drink right and sleep right. It works.
Be healthy. Do healthy things. All right. Well, thank you for sharing.
Yeah, you're welcome.
My name is Angela Carlson. I've been coming here for 2.5 weeks, and we've done, I think, 11 QNRTs now, and adjustments every time, so maybe like 5 or 6 adjustments. I am thrilled to say that I can feel my left side of my face. For years, I've had droopiness. I have to do face exercises, like I'll look in the mirror and I will, kind of do this and close my eye, open my eye, just do anything to kind of work my face. But anytime I'm taking a selfie or picture, if I try and smile, it's always lopsided. Even when I try and smile really big and I'm really happy and things like that, it just doesn't, it's just not there. Last Thursday after a session here, I had a session on Wednesday, and Thursday night I noticed my left side of my face, down the center of my face, all around, and then my back of my skull down to my neck. It was just all tingling, and I didn't know what was going on, but slowly like the tingling would come and go, and then I realized I could feel my face.
First time in how long, do you think?
Well, for sure 6.5 years.
Okay.
Like, my sister said that my face has been weird for a long time before that, because she's honest. But I know that when I lost my hearing, I knew things with my face. Like, I thought that was related, but she says it is long before that. But anyways, I can feel my face. I can feel it when I smile. I can feel, like, I can wink. I saw her this morning, my sister, and I winked at her. And she could tell, she could see it. She was blown away. I'm blown away, and I feel better. Like I feel prettier because I feel like I have a face.
Yeah, and say a little more about that, because like before, now that you can feel, kind of describe the difference before and after when you say I feel prettier.
Yeah, like I think it was just subconscious, but it just seemed like there wasn't I didn't have movement there. I was really like when I would talk to people, I would just try to keep my face kind of still, so you wouldn't notice the difference between the two sides. And I just feel a lot better. I just know that I have a full face. It's like my brain knows and my body knows, and I know that what I'm doing, I have control over it, and I haven't had that in forever.
Amazing. So, well, thank you for sharing. Yeah.
My name is Kathie, and I came here for QNRT to functional medicine, and I have been diagnosed with a liver disease where the liver will digress and you either die, have liver cancer, or need a liver transplant. And when I came here and we did all the QNRTs, many of my QNRTs settled right in the colon liver area. And I got my blood drawn after I was done with the QNRT, and 2 of my 3 big things, big blood draws, are back into almost normal. One was normal, one's almost normal, and the other one was very low.
All for the liver.
All for the liver, and I know that it was because of the QNRT that brought all those numbers down.
Yeah, huge change.
Yes.
Huge change. That's a reason for celebration, I would say.
Yep.
All right. Anything else you'd like to add?
Not that I can think of.
Okay, sounds good.
My name is Kelly Johnson, and I have been seeing Dr. Robert for about 2 months now. And prior to that, I have been struggling with skin rashes and yeast overgrowth in my body for over 10 years, but major symptoms for about 10 years. I get really bad skin rashes, to the point where my skin was flaking off and I'd have to wrap my ankles, and I was on antibiotics to keep me from infection, and trying to deal with all these digestive issues, and I was covered in tag moles and all sorts of things. It was just really starting to affect my daily life to the point where I knew something had to be done. And I had tried many different things nutritionally and working with health coaches and diet plans and things like that, and nothing was working. And so a friend referred me to Dr. Robert. And so I started here a couple of months ago, 2 months ago. And since I started with the nutrition plan that he put me on with the supplements and things like that, I've lost 15 pounds. I feel so much better. My skin rashes have decreased tremendously down to just dealing with one spot on my body. All my tag moles fell off in the process of detox.
So how long were they there prior?
They were there for about 14 years.
Mm-hmm.
They were there for 14 years. They started in pregnancy, so I'm assuming they were hormonal.
And now you said they all.
And they all fell off.
And how's your skin under it now?
And my skin underneath is just soft and smooth, and it's like it's regrown, and no rashes there or anywhere other than the one holdout spot that we're still working on.
Yeah.
So overall feeling so much
What percent
better.
would you say overall?
I would say overall I am 75% better.
Right. It's pretty great considering.
Pretty great in 2 months.
Pretty great from having it for 10 years and now that kind of change.
Yes, absolutely.
And what else did you say that you haven't taken any of?
Oh, I have not taken any of my allergy medicine that I have been on for between 10 to 15 years. Every single day, taken a Zyrtec. Since I made some changes and took the advice of Dr. Robert, I have not taken my allergy medicine since then.
Yeah.
And that was something that I was very dependent on every single day, to the point of even having to take Benadryl in addition to my daily allergy medicine. And I haven't had to take any.
And when you say the skin condition was severe, how severe would you?
Severe to the point where I had no skin left on my elbows and ankles. Like it was flaking off, weeping, to the from the toes all the way up above my ankles was just red and raw and itchy and scaly and awful.
Yeah. So like a huge change.
Huge change.
So we'll continue to get you better, but just it's great as an update. So
Absolutely.
thank you for sharing.
Yeah, thanks.
Hi, I'm Cindy Koski, and I came to see Dr. Robert because I was re-diagnosed with brain cancer. I had it 11 years ago, treated, then it came back 2 years ago. And I ended up with brain surgery and chemo and radiation. As a result of that, the doctors told me, the neuro-radio-oncologist said, the death of your husband caused your cancer to come back, meaning the stress. So he said, you have to take your stress, take it out, put it on a shelf, and leave it there. Understandable, got it, but how do you do it? And that's where Dr. Robert came in. And with his help, he's cleared, I don't know if I want to say pathways in my brain, that now when I talk about the death of my husband, there's not the angst. I'm not angry, it's just facts. It's just a matter of what happened and not much I can do about it, but do the best I can to deal with it. And so that for me was huge, but that came out in a lot of other areas too, as far as family issues and daily living and how you cope with other things. And I said, so those QNRTs are, to me, amazing. I don't understand all in how it works, but I know that it works. So thank you, Dr. Robert.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
Then my back, my hip, my leg, I have MS. And I dealt with left, that's where it represents itself, left leg pain, going up and down the stairs. And when I came in, I was probably at a 9. Now, I'd say, I want to say I'm 90% better. So the number maybe 2, I don't even, maybe 1, I don't know. I'm just very grateful that it's improved. And so
It's a great reduction in pain.
oh, tremendous. So I'm very, very, very grateful because I go up and down the stairs a gazillion times a day. So it was difficult, and now it's not. So again, thank you, Dr. Robert.
Well, thank you. Thank you for sharing with everybody.
Yes. Hi, my name is Cindy Koski, and I am a patient of Dr. Roberts intermittently. I am pleased to report I am doing extremely well since I started seeing him 8 months ago about that. I hadn't been honest with my neuro-oncologist about my brain cancer treatment that I was receiving in regards to mental health for stress with Dr. Robert, and so I finally opened up the lines of communication. She was very interested. I'm sure she went right to her computer and checked them out. I did a test called a spectroscopy, and it was along with my MRI. The spectroscopy measures the chemicals in your brain, and when I was being treated by Dr. Robert, when he was working with the QNRTs, my spectroscopy was extremely abnormal. So I had asked him if it could have been from the treatment that he was using, and he told me absolutely, that's what I was doing in your brain. It had nothing to do with your cancer, but yes, I was working with your brain. And so my neuro-oncologist said, well, when we do your next MRI, we're repeating that spectroscopy. So 3 months later, had another spectroscopy, and I hadn't had any further QNRTs from Dr. Robert, and my spectroscopy was perfectly within. It was perfect. It was normal. And she just said, holy smokes, Cindy, look at your spectroscopy is completely normal. Whatever he was doing in your brain, he did something, but now it's done and it's normal. And she said, so isn't this amazing? And I said, yeah, and it was done without drugs. That's the truly amazing part. Mm-hmm. It was done by treatments that he is able to perform. So for stress, I'm a different person. I am just a completely different person emotionally, and physically. I just feel great. And that's what they told me. Keep doing what you're doing because you're doing everything right. My immune system is strong, and I am healthy in spite of an infection I might have had. And they're just like, Cindy, do whatever you're doing and keep doing it because you're doing it right. Yeah. And that's with thanks to Dr. Robert.
Well, thank you for sharing.
Yes.
Hi, my name is Shari, and I came out here because I've had a lot of pain in my back and neck for many, many years, like 30 years. And in treating that, I also got treatments with the QNRT, and really was shocked at the amount of change that happened that I wouldn't have even expected. Like things that you don't realize that you're doing. Like I'm that person who goes around and like works on this thing and that thing. Next thing you know, the house is a mess. I'm not doing that anymore, and I'm letting go of perfect. And I'm letting go of having to be in charge of everything and control of everything all the time. My confidence is a lot better. I'm gonna peek up my notes here. So yeah, I'm able to say no to things too, and yet still be doing nice things for people. I feel more generous, like with the money and with my time, and just wanting to be there for people, which is really an interesting shift in who I am. So it's been like far better than I expected.
Yeah. And what do you notice change in the neck pain and such that you
like,
came in for 30 years of?
Yeah, like it's like probably on a scale of 1 to 10, like a half. Right now, I mean, it feels remarkably well, and I mean, it would just hurt from here all the way down, and then my whole back would get into it, and I'm feeling great right now, which is awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So, at the worst, that pain down that neck, what was the pain?
Oh, it'd be like a 10 at the worst, because it would just get horrible, just horrible, and I, and you just kind of like put up with it at some point, but I don't have to put up with it, so it was worth it.
Gotten down that 10 down to maybe a half.
Yeah.
And not having to suffer with it anymore. Mm-hmm. So pretty good. And then I think you did a good job explaining it. So
okay.
All right. So pre-accident.
Introduce yourself.
I'm Alison, who was in an accident. My name's Alison. I came here to Functional Medicine Center because I am recovering from a post-concussion syndrome. I was in a motorcycle accident 3 years ago, and prior to that, full-time business owner, mental health counselor, fully functioning, not a lot of problems in my life. Accident was 3 years ago, and my whole life stopped. Everything changed. Broke my neck. Have been in recovery. It was in a neck brace for 13 weeks, and I discovered post lots of treatments that that being in that neck brace probably set my visual field into a frozen state. And so when I was trying to recover, it made it super hard because turning my head was not easy. So I've done a lot of treatment, a lot of treatment, but I came to a point where in order for me to function, be able to be out in the world, I was using a cane to walk. I was using a hat 24/7, well, not when I was sleeping, because then I was in the dark. Earplugs to go into any situation. Being in stores was terrible, hated all the stimulation was way too much. So when I showed up here at Functional Medicine Center, I walked in the door.
Dark glasses. Too.
Dark glasses, yeah. Cane, hat, and that was my normal. That's who I was. And I have spent the last 3 weeks here doing intensive treatments, and I do not use a cane anymore, and I'm able to be out in the world without my hat on. If I wear a hat now, it's because I'm in my convertible and I don't want my hair blowing in my face, which is a totally different reason. The glasses that I do wear have prisms and what are called ocular binasals. I do a lot of vision therapy, so I'm hoping to get out of those at some point. They do transition to sunglasses, but wow, have I come a long way.
You won't be able to turn your head.
Oh yeah, and watch this. Da, 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 da. And the other day, I went to open my car door, and rather than turning my whole body to open the door, I was like, hey, I'm just opening the car door, like turning and looking at it. And when you go 3 years without turning your head, that kind of stuff is noticeable. So thanks for reminding me of that.
Yeah.
It's really big.
Anything else with that emotionally different because of what we've done here? Is that something you've noticed?
Specific, like, should I go QNRT emotion or, concussion? A lot of breakthrough crying, a lot of depression, not feeling stable, feeling so discouraged and so depressed about my limitations and not being able to do the work that I love to do. And I just have a complete sense of hope. I have a so different picture of there's possibilities for me. I don't have the breakthrough crying like I did at all. Nice. I just feel so hopeful. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
Hi, I am Angela. This is a different video in that it's an update video. Most of the videos are, recent people that have been in, and I have not, I started seeing Dr. Robert and coming to functional medicine 2 years ago. So I think about exactly this month is when I came in. So I just wanted to send an update video to just say that I've so appreciated being here and getting my treatment. I started out with 15 QNRTs, a few adjustments, and I can't quite remember exactly what my treatment was, but it took a few months, and it was a really wonderful process. Like, I didn't have these great energy spikes and drops. It was just a nice, steady incline in how I felt. My symptoms were that I had pretty severe depression and anxiety.
For how long?
Since I was a child. So from the time that I was a little girl, off and on depression, anxiety, things like that. And I had seen other naturopaths that it hadn't gone well, and I was really broken down when I came in here first. Like, I was just, my tongue was growing, which I thought was a thyroid issue. It had to do a lot with emotions and stuff like that. So that's why I came in. But I kind of thought the emotional stuff, that it was a lost cause. Like, this was going to be the rest of my life. Little did I know that you helped my thyroid, which helped my tongue shrink down a little bit. So that is not a problem anymore. I lost weight, and then the depression just slowly went away. It wasn't some roller coaster ride or just an awful experience. It was just nice, gradual set of stairs that I was climbing to feeling better, and I've stayed feeling better, which is just phenomenal to me. Like that I haven't gone through the holidays and had stress and crashed, and you know, I can still do the birthdays, do the holidays, do the activities, and just stay feeling really good. So that's just been a really huge blessing.
Yeah. Very cool. And it's been, you said 2 years now.
2 years, yeah,
So,
since I started my
yeah.
treatment. For the last year, I've really not come in. I come in and buy my Vitology, you know, maybe have a tweak of, you know, what supplements to add in every once in a while. But other than that, I've, you know, I'm
Yeah. So you say the depression's been gone.
gone,
And
totally
you're
gone.
feeling, how are you feeling?
Great, excellent. Yeah, like I love feeling like the good mom, the fun mom, the wife that can, you know, participate in things, not having that emotional burden of I just need to go away or just crawl into bed or break, you know, like those breakdown moments just never happen anymore. Obviously you get tired. Life is, you know, difficult. But even through the course of this last year, 2020, just can stay positive and keep moving forward and keep my family functioning, which is just amazing.
Well, thank you for the update.
Yeah, thank you.